Hello, so I have here today 3 pens of the same model, Moonman C3. So let's take a look at one of them. Comes in 3 colors, I bought all 3. Dark grey, clear plastic, and dark blue. So let's take a look at this dark grey pen for a while. You can see a few interesting characteristics. For example, it doesn't have a clip. Instead, there's this metal plaque which says Moonman. Well, it's probably there to prevent the pen from rolling, but it doesn't seem to do a good job. So never mind about that. We can see it's an eyedropper pen, right? I filled this out with black ink, so you can't quite see. Over here you can see it is a beautiful eyedropper pen which can store the beautiful ink and allow you to see its color in its clear version. So let's open up and take a look. So it comes with a number 5 Moonman nib, which comes in fine and extra fine. And we see an interesting feed. And you notice that actually inside of the section there's actually a nib and feed holder, if the camera could focus. So the nib and feed can actually be screwed out without pulling out using friction. It can be screwed out and the nib and feed unit replaced. So I won't do that. But another interesting feature you can see is there's this O-ring over here. Perhaps I should use this one. There's an O-ring over here which helps to give it a better seal and to prevent the ink from leaking out and dirtying your hands, which mine is a little bit inky because of some swapping around of nibs that I did. So another thing about the feed is that it is interestingly similar to the feed of a pen with a Schmidt nib. So I don't have an example of that, but this feed made me wonder if I could fit a Schmidt nib, Schmidt number 5 steel nib, onto this pen. And so indeed, that was what I did. And good news, it does fit. As you can see, it fits and it writes well. This is a Schmidt medium point number 5 nib. And so this pen is very simple in design, quite normal in length and girth, but quite beautiful, especially in this brilliant blue color, as well as in this clear one. You can fill it out with ink of a pretty color. I chose Iroshizuku Konpeki, one of my favorite inks of all time, and it just looks beautiful. The end even acts a little like a magnifying glass, right? That distorts whatever that is shown under it. Alright, so let's get down to writing. Let me get my Rhodia pad. Alright, I'm back. And let's see how it writes with the original Moonman nib first. Let me zoom in. Alright. So this is known as the Moonman C3, with C1 and C2 being also eyedropper demonstrator pens, which means it's made of clear plastic. And so this has a Moonman number 5 F nib. And the ink in here is Noodler's Eel Black, which is one of my favorite black inks. But because it's quite wet, it makes the fine nib look quite like a medium. Not much flex, of course. It's just a number 5 steel nib. And I would like to show you how it writes with a Schmidt medium nib. So, Moonman, C3. You can hear the Schmidt nib has a bit of a unique sound when writing, unique feedback, not unpleasant, in fact very pleasant. So this is Schmidt. Number 5, M nib, I suppose, because I have a fine nib which writes much finer. And so, once again, not much flex, lays down a medium-like line, and the ink here is Iroshizuku Konpeki blue ink. So now time to discuss what I like and don't like about this pen. What I like is definitely its clear plastic or resin, if you like to use the term. The number 5 Moonman nibs have been fairly reliable for me, and it is a plus given that I can put a Schmidt nib on, so it's much more convenient, right, since the feed itself already accepts a Schmidt nib and you don't have to unscrew the entire nib and feed holder. And of course, I like its large ink capacity. And pretty much a very simplistic, not in a negative way, maybe I should use the term modern or minimalist design, which is quite a draw for me. But there are some things, of course, that I do not like. Not really do not like, but more of it can be better. So I'll put it back across. It will be the lack of a pen clip, or something, not be a clip, that prevents the pen from rolling, because the pen does roll. And to be honest, there's nothing much else that I don't like about this pen. This pen is very good. The inks is easy to clean out when you want to change inks, but it will take a while before the ink inside is used up. Oh, and now you can see the distortion effect seems to invert, right, the text. Not sure how that works optically. I was never quite good in optics for physics. And yeah, so that's basically the end of my review. Okay, I'll show you once again the 3 pens. Now no longer in this nice stone holder. I shall take them out, lay them on the table so that you can take a look at them. They roll a bit. Let me zoom in, and you can see these 3 pens. Moonman C3. Honestly, why don't you buy one? It's fairly reasonable. It can be gotten for around 20 Singapore dollars, which is 15 USD. It's a very good investment. It's a very good everyday carry, especially if you take a lot of notes in school or at work, because of the large ink capacity. So it's a very beautiful pen, one that I enjoy. That's why I bought 3 of them.